What's going on, Internet? Welcome to Gamer FM, DNA's video game show. I'm one of your hosts, Corey Gary, and alongside me, that guy, Joey Pease.
Hello.
Brian Anderson.
Hello. Yeah.
Alright, we're going to move on to our next topic. There's some Scorpio console leaks, the next iteration of Xbox. And the specs confirm that there are 6 teraflops. Joey, what does 6 teraflops do?
I don't know. A lot of shit.
I mean, I think they said PlayStation 4 has 1. Is that what sound correct?
I don't know. A teraflop to me doesn't. I don't know.
Joey, you're the computer guy. Teraflops is supposed to mean something to you.
Yeah, I think it's something to do with.
Well, while you're looking that up, some devs are calling it Microsoft's official next-gen console, meaning it's going to put the Xbox One to pasture, but it's also going to be backwards compatible with Xbox One and already backwards compatible with Xbox 360 titles. Which, man, if they're already abandoning the Xbox One for a new console,
yeah, that'll be fun.
Yeah, I think that's bullshit.
like, I just got my Xbox One S for Christmas.
I know, it's like you just put out this S, and the Xbox One is not that old.
Yeah.
Like, these consoles are supposed to last a little bit longer. The Wii U didn't last that long. Now we have a Switch.
Well, the Wii U is 5 years. That's a basic Nintendo console.
I mean, I guess for Nintendo, but like, these should last, I think, longer than... How long is the Xbox One?
I mean, I understand.
4 or 5 years.
I understand, like, when we were younger, like, the NES was 5 years, the Super Nintendo was 5 years, the N64 was 6 years. Like, I get it, but as technology grows and, like, these consoles are becoming more powerful and they can do more, like, you should be able to own a console for 7 or 8 years without having to upgrade it. And that was my problem with the PlayStation 4 Pro, is the fact that, like, we don't have 4K TVs. Like, HDR isn't a huge deal. Like, who needs a PlayStation 4 Pro? And now the fact that Microsoft is abandoning this console almost after, 3 years? 4 years? 2013?
So
Yeah, it'd be like 4 years. Like, if this is a brand new console, they're going back. Like, when they announced it, they said that this was just the next iteration of Xbox One, that all these, quote, Scorpio games are going to run on your Xbox One. They can run on your launch Xbox One and your Xbox One S. They're just going to have special features for Scorpio. But now, if these devs are saying, like, this is the next Xbox, like, what does that mean for current Xbox One owners? Like, are these games still going to run on these platforms, or are they just going to have 2 SKUs? Like, you're screwing a lot of Xbox players over if you're officially making it another platform.
I mean, they could just do what they. I mean, because the Xbox One already runs pretty much a dumbed down version of Windows 10, they could do what they do on, like, PC games, give, like, a high graphics setting and a low graphics setting to make it so if you have an Xbox One, like the original ones, you play on the low graphics settings. If you have, the newer one, the Scorpio or whatever they're calling it, you can run it on the high graphics settings, which, I mean, that might make people mad, but I mean, that's going to be how it is, I guess, if that's what they're planning on doing, if they're not going to want to leave the people who have the older consoles in the dust, so.
Mm-hmm. And, like, I like my Xbox One S. It's a nice console. Like, it runs, like, I actually noticed a significant difference in the way it runs Gears of War 4 compared to my launch Xbox One. It's like a locked 30 frames instead of dipping in like 22 to 25, depending on what you're doing in the campaign. And, like, the multiplayer runs smooth. It's like, I noticed that difference. And if you're telling me, like, the future Xbox games, like, yeah, they can run, but, like, imagine a game like Crackdown that requires more power because of all the destruction. Like, how are you going to be able to emulate that on a lower powered machine?
Reduce the texture. Reduce the graphical textures and that stuff,
Because, like, if I'm destroying a city in Crackdown 3, I don't want to be watching a slideshow of my work, I
Right,
watch it fall apart.
It'll be a slideshow of, like, blocks instead of a slideshow of, like, glass shattering,
Yeah.
Or, I mean, well, it'll be not a slideshow. It'll be, blocks falling instead of glass shattering.
Yeah. I don't know. I just feel like maybe some of these devs, like, their quotes are out of context or whatever. But these were the things that were pulled for specific news stories, and, like, I don't know. It just kind of scares me because like I like my Xbox One. Like I love Gears of War and stuff. But like if I can't play Gears 5 or Halo 6 on my S because it requires so much power from the Scorpio, like I'm not gonna go buy a third Xbox in like 4 years because of.
Well, if it sells poorly, they're not going to do it again.
Yeah.
Like if this doesn't work for them,
Well, I certainly won't be buying it.
Right. That's what I'm saying. They're not going.
I can't go out and buy a new console every like 4 years.
Right. They're not gonna keep doing it if it doesn't work. You know, they'll go back to their old model where they're doing every like 7 to 10 years or whatever.
Yeah.
A console.
Yeah, and like PlayStation's not coming out of the woodwork saying like, "Hey, our PlayStation 4 Pro is selling gangbusters." Like every advertisement I see of PlayStation 4 is that new Slim model. Every single one, and like $299 for a Slim model and Uncharted 4 and The Last of Us remastered. It's a heck of a deal. Why would you go buy a $400 console like that barely like does anything to these games unless you have a 4K TV and really care about all that stuff?
I mean, I guarantee Sony's making more money off the Slims than they do off the Pros.
Oh,
when
I
they sell
guarantee
units.
it.
I would imagine.
I'm not saying overall. I'm saying per unit. I
Yeah.
think that because it's
Like the
less
profit
of a-
per unit sold.
Yeah, the profit per unit sold. I'm pretty sure they're making more off of the Slim than they are off the Pros.
Which is why they're able to package 2 games in with it
right,
right
and
now.
they're advertising it way more than they are for the Pros because they don't want to sell the Pros. If they get everyone on the Slim, that means they have them as a customer, and then they'll be making money through software and PlayStation Plus memberships and whatnot as well. So
That Slim box though is really nice. Like if my PlayStation 4 dies, I'll probably buy the Slim instead of the Pro, just because like the stuff the Pro offers doesn't do anything for me.
the only thing I heard that the Pro runs Final Fantasy 15 pretty well. I've noticed some things in Final Fantasy 15 are a little like shaky and.
Yeah, but it's not enough to like hinder your experience.
Right. I mean, I know like the first time I went to Altissia, the frame rate dropped pretty significantly for a little bit, but
Yeah, like the one example that like I saw, I haven't watched anything on Final Fantasy 15, but the one thing that I always saw was Tomb Raider on Rise of the Tomb Raider on PlayStation 4 Standard or Slim or whatever runs at 30 frames a second and dips to like maybe 20 to 22 sometimes because there's some big set pieces in there. Whereas the Pro can run it at 60 frames a second with no dip. Like it's locked 60 frames.
Yeah.
Or you can lock it at 4K and 30 frames a second.
Right.
Like that's like the one thing that I've seen, and it's like that stuff doesn't bother me that much because like I understand these set pieces take a lot out of the console, like, and it's not affecting how I'm playing the game really. So like I don't know. I think the iterative console thing is weird.
Yeah.
And I kind of wish like PlayStation would have doubled down on the PlayStation 4 and then, in 2019 come out with PlayStation 5 instead of, these iterative consoles. Which I still think they're going to come out with a new console by 2019, 2020 anyway.
they might. Probably.
So, I don't know.
Maybe they'll finally catch up to PCs.
No, they won't.
Like 100. No, because then they'll have to charge, 600, 700. Well, they do kind of at the start, don't they?
Yeah, I feel like you're just confusing the customer when you're putting out all these iterations.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
It is fucking confusing.
Yeah, because people don't know what they need to buy anymore.
Yeah.
They don't know if they need to buy the new one to play all their games or if they can just stick with the one they have.
Yeah.
And then they just go, I'm not going to play that anymore.
Yeah, it's a mess. I kind of, which is like everything that we always talk about Nintendo and the issues that we kind of have. I am really happy the Switch has one SKU.
I guess that's the one thing I guess they've done.
I mean, they have like the nasty
What
blue
about
and, blue and red controllers, and then the gray version.
They
But
did
like,
the new 3DS.
I know that's so annoying.
That's exactly what the PlayStation Pro
And
is.
like-
that was confusing.
Like, okay, I like a lot of people that I know have a 3DS for virtual console stuff specifically, and you need a new 3DS to play Super Nintendo games.
Seriously?
Yeah, because the emulator doesn't run right on a regular 3DS.
Huh.
And like, the new 3DS isn't exactly new anymore.
But
And
it's still
like,
called the new 3DS.
I know.
'Cause that's what it's called.
it's like it's everything that was wrong with Nintendo last generation with the Wii U naming it the Wii U when people thought it was a tablet for the Wii instead of, a new console. And then you get the 3DS and you just write the word new in fancy letters to make it look new. And there's only one game that uses the new function, and that's Xenoblade Chronicles 3D, which, don't get me wrong, Xenoblade Chronicles is a great game. But the thing is, you can purchase Super Nintendo games on a regular 3DS. They don't stop you from buying it.
Isn't that some bullshit?
And you can buy these games on a regular 3DS and they do not stop you. We're going to move on to the next topic before I get into this thing. Okay. Joey.
Yes.
One of your favorite games of last year is coming to Xbox One.
Yes.
Path of Exile.
Correct.
Are you excited?
I'm happy because I feel like it's a good move for them. I mean, I don't think... I'm happy because I might be able to get you into it and play it, and then I'll have multiple people to play with instead of just, the two friends I have that sometimes play and sometimes don't. So, it'd be nice to have more people to play this game, I thought.
Yeah.
But that supposedly isn't not everyone agrees with this.
I like this because that game looks super interesting. It looks like Diablo. Maybe I'll get to actually learn how to play it instead of be like, what's happening? I want to check my stuff. And you guys are pulling me through Diablo the last time we tried to play Diablo 3. I'm like, I'm still confused on what I'm getting. But people are mad because, they said they're going to use microtransactions to fund the game and work on the game and, make it a better experience. And some people are mad because they're saying the microtransactions allow them to make a port to the Xbox One.
Right. This game is a completely free game to play. You don't have to pay anything up front. You can just hop in and start playing it. But the way that you support the company that makes this GGG, Grinding Gear Games, is you buy these microtransaction items, different skins for abilities, different skins for the equipment you wear, different or excess stash tabs and different ways to sort it better and whatnot. So it's nothing that is necessary, but it's a bunch of stuff that just kind of makes the game more fun, more enjoyable for you as a player. And a lot of the people, well, not a lot of them, I'd say this is the vocal minority of the people who are the elitists on this game are very angry about this, that they announced this for the Xbox One, because they're saying that they gave this money thinking that they were going to make these improvements for their game specifically, whereas they're taking this money and using it to make this other version that's not going to benefit them at all, and that it's end up just going to be a waste of time, and that the people on Xbox they pretty much are saying they're not even going to like the game. Everyone's it's too complex and too hardcore for the Xbox players to be able to enjoy this. So it's interesting to see why these people are saying these things and whatnot, but I don't understand it.
Super fans are annoying.
Yeah.
I understand, people are super dedicated to a couple games that they really, really love. But the fact that, when people got mad that, Tomb Raider was an Xbox exclusive for a year, and, PlayStation fans were mad that it wasn't coming, and Xbox fans were making fun of PlayStation fans that they stole their game because, Tomb Raider started as a PlayStation thing. But, just let these developers make the games and let them. If they can put it on another platform, they can make more money and therefore make the experience better on all platforms.
And that's I know some people are worried because this has happened before with other other games, other loot-based action RPG games, kind of like this. Diablo 3 kind of has a bad left a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths, especially the PC players, because they said the whole entire game was made with the console version in mind, whereas this is not the case. I feel like the people who make Path of Exile have been open and honest about a lot of the stuff they've been doing for a while, and the way that they run their game they do a very good job of it. So I don't understand why people think they didn't think this through before they decided, oh hey, we're going to make this version. I'm pretty sure they weighed the benefits and the costs of this to try to figure out what was going to work and what they would think would be wrong. And I don't know. I mean, overall, I think it's going to be great. It'll be great to get more people into playing this game. It'll be great to have a different, even though they're going to be separate communities, it's still going to be more people talking about this game, more people supporting them, and then in the long run, probably they'll have more revenue to use to increase the game overall. It's not going to be just because the Xbox people paid money that it's just going to benefit the Xbox version. It's going to benefit everyone in this game.
Yeah.
And like some people were worried about the balance because they have some hard time balancing things. But I think every game has that. I mean, you look at Destiny. I mean, Brian always complains about the balance on the guns in that game. I mean, still don't have that right. And they don't
Every
really
single
add.
game you play has problems.
They don't even add that. So like, I don't understand.
Any sort of multiplayer game.
Right.
Wow.
So, I mean, I understand, especially because they add in new skills, that the balancing isn't perfect, but it's not bad. Like, in my experience throughout the game, like, there's definitely things that are better than others, but you can make pretty much anything work somewhat at the end game. So,
yeah.
I don't know. I think the hardcore PC players need to just chill out for a bit.
Yeah. What do you think, Brian? What do you think about these hardcore players?
I don't really care. I don't really care what they say or have to say. It's coming to Xbox if they like it or not.
I mean, if you don't like it, like...
And I agree with you guys that in the end, this is going to be more beneficial. Like, if you own one hot dog stand, Corey, and you've made a lot of money from that, what are you going to do? Are you going to keep one? You're going to open up another one. Same thing.
Right.
Like, why just keep...
This guy making sense.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same thing. It's a business model. That's what a business does.
I could go for a good hot
A
dog
successful business, this is what they're going to do. And it's the same thing when they're developing games. Like, I know they want it to just be their own game because it's their baby, and you know it was for PC. And I guess part of me gets that. I mean, not really.
Yeah, but a lot of games start on PC and then make their way to consoles, especially smaller games like that.
I mean, I don't know. I own so many different consoles. I don't own a PC, but like, if there was a game that I specifically just played on one system, they're like, oh, we're gonna put it on PC. All right, whatever. Like, why would I care? I still get to play the game.
Right.
It's not they're like, well, you know what? Now that we're playing on Xbox, you can't play it anymore.
Right.
Okay, then you can be pissed.
Yeah.
I would be furious if they did that. It's not like only one game can be played on one system, one thing at a time. So chill the fuck out. Like, all people who play games should be one group. Doesn't matter what you play. You play games, so we're the same. And I guess it's not the case.
I mean, I'm sure it's just the very, very, very vocal minority of the people who play this game, but still, like, that vocal minority is getting louder and louder in all aspects of gaming. And it's just like...
They're not going to stop it.
The internet is just like...
Like, the developers were even coming out with things like saying, like, this is ways that us working on this version benefited you as a gamer, like, on the PC version. Like, they did huge, just technical improvements on the game to make it just run on, like... worse systems, because that's what they said, that the Xbox is pretty much like a dumbed down PC, so they had to make this work like really well on the PC to make it work on the Xbox.
And that's going to allow more people to play it. Like,
right.
Not like a lot of people don't have like high end gaming laptops. Like, a lot of people buy these $300-400 laptops for school and stuff, and that's why like games like Dota are so successful, because they run on low power PCs.
Right.
And this is going to allow them to, like, making it better for a dumbed down PC is going to allow more players to play this game on PC and now on Xbox, and it's just going to benefit everybody. I'm excited to try it out, though. Everything I've ever watched of yours is like, that looks fun.
I've never watched you play it, but...
There's no way to actually carry anyone through the game either, so you're going to have to play it to learn it anyway, so...
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, they don't let you speed level people.
Yeah.